Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's No FOMO Charts, Stocks, and Crypto TA live stream. Today is Tuesday, March 12th, 2024, just about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just want to say thank you so much to everyone for following, watching, and supporting, especially this year. I really appreciate it. And I am back. Yes, I was sick and ill for many weeks now, but I'm able to come back to live stream and let's get into the technical analysis. If you have a request, just let me know in the live chat or in the comments for next stream. So let's get started with stocks. This week's earning releases is Oracle, Kohl's, Dollar General, Adobe, Ulta Beauty, and Blink Charging. Economic data we have coming out this week, even today, was CPI, core CPI. Tomorrow is PPI, core PPI. Then retail sales, core retail sales. Unemployment changes, manufacturing index, consumer sentiment, and inflation expectations. Also with the news, for crypto, it's been very volatile. The market has been uptrending for especially the past 3 months. We've been uptrending for a year now, but in the past, I would say 30 to 40 days, had tremendous volatile price moves to the upside. Bitcoin finally hit and broke through the all-time high price zone. Now we are above $70,000. At the time of this stream, we're just below 72,000 US dollars Bitcoin price. News coming out of the UK. UK FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority regulator, announced that they will allow Bitcoin and Ethereum crypto-backed ETNs, exchange traded notes. Those are similar to ETFs or ETPs. They're not exactly the same products, but basically they're allowing crypto-backed trading assets from investment exchanges. So that is basically coming into line and following basically what the USA SEC did. They're doing that for their own country in the UK. It's great to see that. The price is a little bit high right now, so it is a little bit dangerous because of the hype that's happening in crypto right now. Remember, this is no FOMO chart, so I'm always trying to caution people, and I'll get into that when we're on the charts. In terms of the FOMC, USA FOMC Chairman Powell said that the Federal Reserve would likely cut interest rates at some point this year. In a poll, major economists estimated possibly June of this year. It used to be March, then May. The data for CPI, PPI, PCE inflation data was bad, meaning it was too high. And that's showing and proving that inflation is sticky and still resilient in the market and the economy today. It's preventing early interest rate cuts. We did not get an interest rate cut in Q1 2024. Also, for tech stocks such as NVIDIA and AMD and SPY and QQQ NASDAQ, it's been just a tremendous rally uptrend this year, and we're starting to slowly lose momentum. The pullback is building. It's not happening just yet, and I'll show you on the charts. So getting started. Start with SPY. S&P 500 at past my target. Remember, my target was about 500, and we finally broke out above that. However, when we look at the charts, it's the highest price of all time for S&P 500. Broke out of this ascending wedge pattern. This is an uptrend. Okay, now the question is, how high are we going to go before we have a pullback? Now, when I'm talking about a pullback on all stocks, even in crypto, is I'm just talking about one red move, and hopefully the dip buyers will come back and the bulls will buy that up. What I want to caution people is if we have a long period of consolidation sideways, that would be risky for a bearish move to the downside. Right now, right now, obviously, you can see we are in a strong uptrend. So until this yellow line here, I'll make it dotted so people can see. Use a dotted line. Until this dotted trend line breaks to the downside, the price, we're probably fine. We're probably okay in terms of pullback not happening. Once the price pulls back and dips below and rejects down from there, then we're going to have a serious pullback, probably on our hands, possibly pulling back down to 490 or 500. But the EMAs are holding strong. It's an uptrend. All EMAs showing uptrend. We're hitting just below one of the pivots. I like to use one pivot point, one or two, and put the price on the right side. Just makes it easier to see. There we go. So now we could see just below R1 resistance 1 pivot point at 517, and the next level up is 527. The support to the downside is 500. So again, this trend line that I'm shaking here, that's the level of support that we're watching. We're on a daily chart, by the way. On a weekly chart, there's not that much signs of severe topping out. We did have a doji last week. This week is green. We're just penetrating above the 511 R1 level. There is quite a bit of gap below, but on the daily and the 4-hour, the support price is still holding strong. So until we have a downtrend happening on, let's say, an hour or 15-minute, we're probably still trending up, and the market, the bulls are going to push as high as they can. Let's go to QQQ, NASDAQ, and this is what I'm talking about. On a weekly, it's starting to, we have green candle, red candle, green candle. So until we have a large move above 450, to me, this is just a little bit of 3 weeks of hesitation. It's because tech stocks are so overbought in this market right now. Tech stocks are dangerous right now. In terms of someone just starting out trying to jump in right now, I just want to point out to people, why am I no FOMO charts? Because when we're in the period of FOMO, like right now, in stocks or crypto, there is a deep, important lesson that 2023, late 2022 to 2023 was the perfect spot to buy stocks and crypto. Even early 2023, 1 year ago exactly, we had a reversal, double bottom, higher low on the price, higher high. And that's exactly the spot to buy one of these two spots. The last nice, really kind of safe area was a Morningstar pattern, October 2023. That was 6 months ago. And now I read an article saying that at least for crypto, over 90% of crypto investors are in profit right now. Not sure about QQQ, but basically anybody who invested in 2023 and held until now, including myself, we're all in profit in stocks and crypto. The question is, the question is, when do I sell? So if I'm an investor, I'm going to try this, just me personally. I'm not going to give financial advice. This is just my personal opinion for myself only. I'm going to hold for as long as I can as an investor. If I was a day trader, it's a different story. I'm looking for entries on a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute chart. If I'm a swing trader, I'm going to monitor the hourly and the 4-hour very closely to try to capture some of these oversold bounces that I like to play. There's oversold bounce here with momentum in the morning, right at 7 a.m. my time, right? Try to scalp that. There's another high low here, right? A lot of traders just playing these dips and then getting out of the market. So QQQ just very tightly going sideways, 434 to the side until basically 445 breaks. It's a consolidation pattern. And there's a high chance it's going to break because stocks like NVIDIA hitting almost all-time highs when it went to 973. But you can see every time we pull back, it bounces off of an EMA, either 20 or 12, 26. These are the EMAs that I use, 50, 100, or 200. So we haven't never tested the 50 on NVIDIA for a while now. AMD as well, holding. Just take a quick look at some of these tech stocks. Microsoft is a little bit not great. It's consolidating. That's what I mean. It's not a strong uptrend anymore. It's going sideways. So want to watch out. 415 is the resistance. 400 is that support on the downside. Netflix, a smaller, much smaller, not the top 10 anymore, but still holding EMA support, not quite inside of that channel. Apple, this is what happens when companies, they have some bad news with their product services, some of the numbers, and there's a lawsuit against them, antitrust lawsuit. So they hit the double top on Apple just below 196, hit that lower high and then lower low. Now we're bouncing. You could see the short-term EMA's death crossed in the middle of January. So Apple has been one of the weaker tech stocks. It's not really an AI play. It's not pure AI play. So what I'm watching out for here is you can see in this move, lower low, lower high, lower low. Is it going to make a lower high bounce and pierce into 178? That's the area. If not, it's going to reject down to a lower low of 166 support. That's something to watch out for. Google as well. That's what I'm talking about. You can have a downtrend and then the shorts are going to have to give up when there's too much selling pressure. Probably went oversold on a H4 4-hour chart, double bottom. Yes, exactly. It's still death cross in the 4 hours. So watch out for this. If this on Google price comes down to about 132, I want to watch out for that. Okay, I'm going to speed up and try to do a shorter stream today. My voice is already starting to go a little bit. So the Dow Jones in the daily chart here going sideways. This is what I'm saying. A little bit yellow light for me on this chart. The weekly as well going sideways. Remember, we're going to be in trouble when we start to see lower highs. Then that pullback is real. We're starting to lose momentum. This is what I'm saying, that the market is starting to show a little bit of signs of pullback potential. Even in the Russell 2000 here. Yes, we are up cross and we broke out of this nice parallel channel. Higher low, higher high. Except there's a little bit of morning star that's appearing here on IWM. Gold, GLD, just want to point out to people that maybe on one of my last streams that I did in February, this turned into an upside down head and shoulders with a breakout. And it's one of those times where metals and crypto is correlated. So this is looking like some kind of Bitcoin breakout chart. Bitcoin had the same thing, upside down head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders with a breakout. Now it pierced pretty high to the R3, almost to the R4. So have to go to a H4 chart and see, is it going to pull back down to the 50 and the 196 price area or not? Let's go to SLV. SLV had a nice support play at this bottom trend line support. And we had a finally golden cross today. Higher low, higher highs pattern. Hit R2. Some traders taking the profit. I look like we're going to pull back to maybe the 2170 area before the next leg up attempt. Copper had a nice move as well. Held this trend line down here above the 2294 area. Bounced back very strongly in line with gold. Correlated with gold and hitting that resistance level just below R1. The golden cross is good, so I'm going to watch for this, see what happens there. Oil, slightly different story. There we do have a golden cross on oil, and it could pull back to about this 71.25 area. So I'm watching for this because this did bottom out at about 66.50 area. We broke out upside down head and shoulders, and the measure move of that should be about 6%, which we hit and we pull back. So the next level is about that 10 or 12%, 77. So as long as this holds right here, we could get a bounce on oil. Natural gas, unfortunately, did not have a double bottom. That was kind of that last play I was talking about. This is a daily chart of natural gas ETF. So this is clearly a downtrend. This is a textbook downtrend when you have lower lows, lower highs. And then sometimes you get a short squeeze where the shorts get pressured out of their positions and then it keeps going up. Everybody has to close and the longs jump in, the bulls jump in to trade that. Hit this overbought area, double top. That means get out of the market on the RSI and get out of the asset. the trade if you're a swing trader. Downtrend, death cross on these shorter term EMAs, and super oversold bounce. I played this last one. This is like that last trade I kind of did in end of February. Attempted to trade, took profit, and I'm out of there. So in terms of what setup could happen, the technicals are always not good for natural gas, but this looks like maybe it could create a higher low, whereas the price creates a lower low, and then you get bullish divergence finally, and then we'll get some kind of bounce up to like 18, possibly long term. Okay, let's move on. I'm just going to move on to crypto. Welcome, everybody. I was sick for many weeks now, but I'm getting better, and I'm better enough to stream. So thank you, everyone, for following, supporting. Really appreciate it on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and X as well. So let's go to total. Let's go to total market cap. Crypto just had a wonderful, amazing rally. And remember, I was talking about this potential rally for 6 months or 9 months now. Remember saying that on the total, we had to break out above this 1.22 trillion. This is the ascending triangle I'm talking about for like a year straight, almost 6 months to a year. So did we hit the 50% target? We finally went above that. So we're 2 times the target. Now, total's almost at all-time highs. Now, if we watch this higher high, higher low, higher high, this is our higher low right here at 1.46, higher high. So what I mean the market is seeking higher highs is it's going to rally until it finds a short-term top and then pull back, one of these pullbacks like this. Hopefully, we're not staring at the top because the halving event is in about 35 days or so, 34 days. And some analysts are saying that the halving event is priced in. And that might be true. That actually might be true. But have all the crypto buyers in the entire world bought Bitcoin? I do not think so yet. I think we're going to get a short-term top. We're going to get a pullback just because it's so high right now in the market. And then we're going to get one more continuation. It could be price action like at the top of Bitcoin here, where you have, I don't think it's going to collapse this far down, but probably down to like 2.45, maybe even 2.17, and create a higher low. And then we're going to probably rally one more time. On the weekly, I'm not really seeing any warning signs yet. The week is not over. It's only Tuesday. But in terms of extreme red or anything on the chart, I'm not seeing that right now. So, but I do understand I am forecasting a potential pullback somewhere in the next maybe 1 or 2 months. Could be a sell the news event going into the halving. We sell off and then the market cools down and then more money coming into the market after that. We shall see, right? So let's go to Bitcoin. I have a question. Do I think BTC will fall? Let's take a look. I'll just use Kraken, just clean chart. Okay. So let's mark our high, our previous high, which used to be approximately 66,000. Draw a trend line below, short-term trend line on the bottom side. You can also draw a trend line here because we have these 2 nice touch points as well. So on the weekly, there's not that much warning. However, when we start to go into shorter time frames, we're going to start seeing a little bit of warning signs. So when it gets really overbought like here, the second time you get this pullback. That's why that was that panic crash when we hit 69,000 Bitcoin. And so is that gonna happen right this minute or in the next 1 hour, 4 hours? It does not look like that because it's not really overbought yet. We had that little reset here. Do I think Bitcoin is high price? I do, because it went from 15,000 to 65,000 again. But is the halving event over? No, it's not. It actually hasn't even happened yet. on hourly, there's actually momentum building with the MACD histogram up cross. So what all these algorithms and what all these traders, day traders, leverage traders are doing is whenever there's a dip, they're waiting for oversold conditions and then buy that. That's the strategy that a lot of algorithms are programmed to do, especially in a bull market, because they know the dips are just bounces for now. So right here, even at this dip, even with this volatility, there was 4% volatility, but there's an 8% move to the top side or 10% move. And it's usually happening in the morning. It's correlated with the stocks now. So that means some of the big players in Wall Street or Chicago or just big whales in the market. It's turning into a stock play in stock hours because the crypto ETFs were created for the stock market. All 10 of them launched, approved, and we're seeing volatility, millions, even up to some billions. I think it was in the high millions. Actually, it's actually billions of dollars of money inflow into those crypto ETFs. So, how will we know where there's going to be a major pullback? I'm talking investor mindset. On the daily, it's starting to lose momentum. And this is what I'm saying. When it's going to happen, it's up to the day traders to really decide that, or up to a whale to decide that, right? If somebody puts $15 billion, buys Bitcoin in the market, and when they sell a large chunk of that money, there's going to be huge volatility. So I'm starting to see we had that double top, and the price is still going up. This hanging man candle was a little bit dangerous yesterday, but it looks like it wants to keep going up higher a little bit, higher price, and then we'll get a little bit of this downtick on the RSI for a pullback. But the FOMO's in play right now. If you go outside or you talk to your friends or family members, some people, even for me, they've been talking about Bitcoin for this whole year, especially the past month or past couple of weeks. But we're in an uptrend right now. This is not the top of the market. This is not the top of the market, in my opinion. This is just a potential stopping point because it's the all-time high. When you think of it like this, people are just kind of getting nervous. We just pierced through that 65,000. We're at 70,000. We're still golden up crossed. There's happened 2 times. So I am not afraid of this. What I would be afraid of on the charts in an investor is if this suddenly over a 3-month period turns into a head and shoulders. That's a bearish pattern, probably going to go down. If it turns into a double top, it's probably going to go down, or at least pull back significantly. If it goes extreme in one day, it's probably going to pull back. They could reverse V-shaped recovery. So this is normal to me. This is normal. We're holding these 4-hour EMAs. So we're going to have to make a much higher high before it's going to pull back to a higher low. And some of that, why do we go above 70,000 and sustain, is because the UK regulator, the FCA, I believe, it's at the beginning of the stream, they approved crypto-backed ETNs, exchange trading notes, by investment exchanges in the UK. So that's similar to the SEC in the USA saying that the Bitcoin ETF is approved. It's similar. Even Singapore was saying that wealthy investors and investment companies, they're going to try to open up and legalize them to trade the USA Bitcoin ETFs. So all countries want in crypto now because they know. Even, I believe it's El Salvador. I saw that in news. They made like almost 70% on their crypto investment when they legalized Bitcoin as the currency in their country. A lot of people made money in Bitcoin, a lot of countries. So where's the upside target? Like I said in my my post, my idea, these are some of these levels. Just pull up a pivots, just keep it simple. Whole numbers, 70,000, 80K, 90K, 100K, and beyond. But in terms of the algorithm calculations that some bots use, they use pivots. So 77K, 91K, 105K, just below 120K are the resistance levels. So if we suddenly, for whatever, if a whale wakes up tomorrow and decides to sell $100 million Bitcoin, okay, that might trigger off some kind of pullback to 65K. I already went over NVIDIA S&P 500. So we just got a question for that. So I do stocks for the first half, and then I do crypto for the second half. So if you have a crypto request or something, just let me know. But let's move on to Ethereum. Let's move on to Ethereum. We are in overbought area territory, right? When things are floating in the air, when you see this overbought, then people start getting nervous. But to me, from my experience, when I'm thinking long term, when I'm trying to hold an asset for a long time as an investor, I ignore the RSI at some points because I understand that it's just going to be a pullback probably. So I defer to the trend. I defer to the EMAs. When we get a golden cross, that's all I care about. That's all I stare at as an investor. When the golden cross down crosses, maybe I will sell, right? Here's an example as an investor. We had a death cross in the pandemic, COVID, March, April 2020. Then we had a golden cross, May 2020. Then we had the halvening. I think it was like May or June 2020. And then what happened? This happened. We went 2,500% on Ethereum. And then look what happened. Somewhere at the top, when we had a head and shoulders bearish pattern, like I'm talking about, we also had a death cross on the EMAs, and then that was the end for that particular investment. So if that is basic, if it's going to happen again, if it's textbook history repeats itself, we had the death cross, Ethereum crashed all the way down to 1,000 or less. Then we had golden up crosses. We had two of them, two signals that saying Ethereum or Bitcoin or crypto is going to go up. This is exactly where I bought Ethereum. And it's golden up crossed. Is it down crossed? Is it death crossed yet? No, it is not. So nothing to worry about. The only thing I need to worry about, like I said, are double top patterns, head and shoulders, extreme overbought, like a shooting star that looks like that or something like that. Like a Tilray chart, almost like MJ stock. And then when we get the death cross. So I believe like we're probably in the beginning or the middle of the move. This is not the end of the move for Ethereum. It's just people are getting really nervous that we're at the top. We need to break this all-time high at 4,800 or 4,200, which we're just below that. So again, open up a pivot points. Or you could Fibonacci this because we're below the all-time high. Fibonacci retracement. And let's zoom in. So we're at, this looks inverted for some reason. Let me see. Yep, that wasn't right. So there we go. At the 236 level, almost a full 0 1-to-1 retrace, like I like to call it. 4,800 is the resistance up here. But if it's going to be a healthy move, high, low, high, it's got to make a higher low up here somewhere. Sometimes it's extreme. Right here, some whale back in, or exchange back in February 2021 tried to probably sell billions of dollars or whatever, right? This stick is not normal on that exchange. That's not normal. But look what happened. The bulls said, hey, it's just a dip, another buying opportunity. And then we just kept going higher. So that's what I think is going to happen with the major cryptos. The altcoins are a different story. Some altcoins already went 500% to 1,000%, which is 10x. And so a lot of traders know when something goes 10x, you just kind of take your profit or take your principal out or put some sell orders in because that 10x is like the goal every altcoin trader or more than that wants to make. So that's another reason or criteria where I know I might sell if suddenly one of these altcoins goes crazy high like that. For example, let's look at Solana. So even for me, Solana, I remember there's a couple traders that I know that watched my stream and we all bought Solana like pretty low. And we're all in this profit zone right now on Solana. It's great. But if you're an investor, I'm just full transparency, I'm still holding Solana because I believe there's probably still some gains to be had here on this coin. Now, is it at almost all-time highs? Yes. This is a truncated chart. A lot of data is missing here, but at least I can use this for some Fibonacci, see where we're at. We got stuck at that 618. We pulled back, but from experience, like I said, from experience, I know when we start trending hardcore up, these red dips, pullbacks, these could be potential trading opportunities until we get to the top. One of these red dips is going to be the final one, and then it's no more trading anymore. So until that happens, having a stop loss as a swing trader or a day trader, absolutely critical. Now, when I zoom in onto Solana, just like I was saying with gold, you could see, what do I see? Upside down head and shoulders, neckline breakout. Right there. Right at 103. And it was back tested as well. So we have this 30% move, 30%. Do we hit that target? Yes. And then somebody sold off. Some whale. Can we go 60%? Let's see. Can we go 165 Solana? Next target up. Next target above that, 200. Can we hit 200? We might see some selling at 200 because that's a nice round whole number. And if it goes higher, like 250. So just want to carefully watch Bitcoin. If the big players start to sell, then we're going to start to see some consolidation. Once these types of trend lines get broken to the downside, just like on NASDAQ, we're going to start to see some consolidation. Is there bearish divergence? There is. So that's just something I'm watching on the side of my screen here on a weekly. I'm starting to see the MACD histogram weakening and the RSI weakening. Volume is weakening. There's warning signs, but I don't think it's the top of whatever this move is. Just saying, it's starting to build. Starting to happen. Warning signs, a little bit starting flashing for me. Let's go to something like Cardano as an investor. Poloniex. Let's just use this as an example. There's not enough data. This is cracking. Cardano. I bought Cardano very low on this chart, if you've been following for a long time. And this is that breakout right here. This zone, and then we had the perfect triple bottom zone just above 24 cents. And one scenario I was talking about is this kind of on a weekly looks like a cup and handle. It's a little dirty. It's not perfect. It's not perfect textbook, but there's some kind of relationship here, right? And then we should see it go higher. So that's why I'm excited about Cardano. And there's plenty of room here to go. $1, $1.50, $2. How long is it going to take? That's why the halving needs to happen. Whatever profit taking needs to happen. And then we need to see the second, third, fourth leg up of this move. As an investor, day traders, I mean, it could pull back tomorrow if it just gets too overbought, right? If you're leveraged, trying to play this market. But as an investor, just kind of hold. Just kind of understand that, okay, I hit this higher low and higher high. And then again, on a weekly chart, bearish divergence is starting to form, but it's not critical for me to sell in the next 5 minutes. No need to panic in the next 5 minutes. So once we see kind of a larger, it needs to be a large move. I need to see a huge move to the upside, and then this starts to fade down, and then I might say, okay, time to sell some or take some of my profit. But even on a monthly, this is another reason why on Cardano, huge monthly double bottom. So why am I going to let go in the middle? Let's go to Doge. Doge had a phenomenal move. And remember, I was talking about Doge for, I don't know how long, 1.5 years that we're in this channel going sideways. I bought Doge at the bottom. And I'm not trying to flex. I'm trying to teach people, how do you get in before these huge moves? You just buy support. It's one of the keys. And not quitting the market when we're in a bear market, because a lot of people quit the charts and just disappeared, right? Many people did, because it's just people don't care when it does this. They think nothing's happening. But for me, as an experienced investor, I say this is the exact perfect buying opportunity right here. 5 cents, 6 cents. How many times did this happen? Even here, even when it retraced to the middle, saying at this blue target, saying, well, if it finds support there, it could be nice. We finally break out this move. And then look what happens exactly when Bitcoin gets that next move. So did it go 50 to 100%? Yes, it did. That's why some swing traders say, I'm out of there. But is it over? I don't think so. High, low, higher, high. Where's the next higher low going to be? We're going to get a pullback on this. Golden cross, right on the 200 EMA, the exact perfect setup. But even before that happened, bought here and said, you know, I like Doge. I like these support plays. Buy, buy, buy. And just do it as an investor, understanding that the risk in crypto is losing everything. That's the ultimate loss in crypto, is you just lose all your money because crypto exchange could get hacked. Cryptos can just go bankrupt. Companies can go bankrupt. The SEC can block crypto trading basically whenever it wants to. Investments, Coinbase can go down, right? There are a couple of days where Coinbase crashed completely. And day traders, they're just going berserk on the internet. And for me as an investor, I'm just saying, hey, it's just another day in the crypto market when we're in an uptrend. So that's another sign. The Coinbase or you know, Binance or Bitfinex or Huobi or whatever exchange you're using, Bittrex or Bitstamp, you know, when we're in a downtrend, it's not, when we're at the bottom, the exchange is not crashing because nobody wants to trade, because everyone thinks it's a dead asset or it's game over. But if you just keep analyzing the charts, I'm just trying to, you know, impart some experience and knowledge, is if you just keep analyzing the charts, there will come a time where there's going to be the perfect spot to buy a stock or crypto. And then the question is, when I'm alone in my room, on my trading room, on the charts, when I find it, what am I going to do? In the market, I only have 3 choices every single day. Am I going to buy, sell, or do nothing in terms of trading? The fourth one, as an analyst, is I have to always be charting. So in terms of the lesson for Doge, let's turn that off. And then what's the most recent chart here? Okay. So obviously starting to go parabolic on Doge. So wherever this next higher high or higher low is going to be. But it's always good to use trend lines. And sometimes I like to reverse my way back. So I'm starting to see a pattern here. There's this larger parallel channel here. So if this is our temporary ceiling at about, let's say 19 cents, where's that middle half line, hard line? About 13 cents. It could pull back. Also, if you notice on the day chart, fortunately, I was sick, so I didn't announce this on stream, but there's an upside down head and shoulders. That is the number one reason why Doge exploded. Number 2 is Bitcoin was rallying at the same time. So this is a 40 to 50% move from the breakout. Did it happen? Oh, yes, it did. 40 to 80% move on the candle wick up top here. And then swing traders or day traders say they're out of there. Sell, sell, sell. Because they're trying to avoid this happening. When you get a huge, this like that second scenario I'm talking about in Bitcoin. When you get a huge move and there's not enough money to sustain the price higher or not enough catalyst, and then it hangs around up here. We try a couple times to go and it hits a resistance and it's too much resistance and just pulls back down a lot. This is what kills traders' accounts. Negative 50%. Can it happen here? It can. Because the bearish divergence happening on Doge is a little bit stronger and the resistance that's happening. So on the 4 hour, We had this bearish divergence, and it's so weak, this rally attempt, because other coins have been going crazy. But that's why if we don't rally above 20 cents, there's a problem here on Doge in the next couple of months here. And we just want to avoid this lower high to a lower low. And that could just completely kill all the profits. Again, you want to avoid that negative 50%. So Shiba Inu is the other coin. Let's see a different chart. So I bought SHIB low also. If you're following my stream, talked about it for months. And I bought SHIB, I think it was right here. So again, how do we do that when it looks like nothing's going to happen? Well, there's actually something that is there on the chart, and it's called support on the price. And it's called a double bottom. Double bottom. That's what happens. Or you get a higher low, and there's also upside down head and shoulders. There's like 4 bullish signals here. Also, you also have a trend line breakout, just like Dogecoin. And so there it is. Multiple support levels, upside down head and shoulders, and then or if you like playing breakouts, there's a mega breakout. So is it the all-time high price of Shiba Inu? No, it is not. We can keep going higher. The all-time high price close was about 853. So if I put up a Fibonacci, it's at the 618. So it's just like Solana, where it's going to try to break above the 618, hesitate here, probably pull back and get one more attempt up to like 457 or something like that. If once Shiba Inu from bottom to top goes like 10x, so the target is back up to your like 700, then you might see a lot more selling. But we just barely hit that 618 off of upside down head and shoulders. It's not really over, but we're probably going to pull back on the intraday. All right. So just want to give people some knowledge about what to look for, and then in the past and the future of when to buy and sell. That's why I'm spending so much time talking about this. Because some people missed out. And unfortunately, whoever missed out, maybe they're just starting out in crypto trading like this year. And then this explosive uptrend market rally happens. So I would encourage people, TradingView, they're doing their this earn up to the paper trading competition. So if you don't have a lot of funds, you try that. Just learn. Look, knowledge is also valuable if it's the right knowledge about stocks and crypto trading. Risk management is incredibly important. So it's not all about the green that you see on the chart. It's about doing this, saying, okay, I found a pattern on this chart, Shiba Inu, this coin. So the inverse upside down head and shoulders, I'm going to measure this move. It should go 70% from the breakout of the neckline if you know your chart patterns. So then the first target could be 200, and then the second target double that. In terms of percentage, could be just below 300. And then I'm going to use the long position tool and put my stop loss. It's a large stop loss because it's a very volatile stock, and then try to target that. And it's still a 5-to-1 reward to risk play, 140% play with 25% of a small percentage of capital, or like a 10% position or something like that. And then that's how, and then if your exchange has buy point, it's called OCO, one cancels the other, or you just have to manage your stop loss and just inch it up and follow the play. And some disciplined traders, algorithms, they already sold that. Right? That's why you have a big wick up there. All right, let's finish up with the rest, and then I'm going to close the stream. So XRP, circling this area on XRP as well. What do we see? Upside down head and shoulders on a support level. So I bought XRP, very nice trade, but now it's approaching that upper resistance area, and it looks like it's just going to do that. Probably try to go to 76 cents. If not, maybe back test 63 cents one more time. AVAX as well. Just want to point out to people, I dipped back in October 23, I highlighted the exact potential bottom of a lot of cryptos back then, saying something's happening here. We're super oversold. Any good news? And we're going to go up. And then this happens. So there is bearish divergence that's starting to form on this chart. Want to watch out for it. Hitting that 618, the next target up is $74. The support level below is $43. DOT as well. Here's a good example of a bearish setup that turns into a reversal. So you can clearly see I was drawing this. You can see it is the large head and shoulders, but it doesn't always fulfill the prophecy because we're uptrending rallying, right? So this is a very volatile altcoin. The 4-hour, 1-hour oversold, and Bitcoin made another leg up. So then this happens sometimes. Patterns do not always work 100% of the time. So then I had to close that, play the higher low. Matic as well. Sometimes when it gets choppy like this, it's okay to just kind of wait it out. So I waited it out, and that was a good move, right? This particular crypto went 50 more percent. And that's where the FOMO starts kicking for a lot of these traders. Kind of an ugly pattern, opening wedge, or I like to call it a megaphone pattern, hitting that 618 level. So if it goes sideways, it could hang around here above $1, maybe try to hit $1.50 and then pull back significantly. A lot of these are looking the same. Very, very similar. Tron. So this is what you want to watch out for. If you see the trend line break, you'll get significant selling. Bitcoin Cash on a nice whipsaw. Okay, we have a request. Hello on YouTube. Thank you. Yes, I am much better now compared to a month ago. And let's check. Let's check gold. So I did show some beginning of stream, but let's look at a like a Forex chart. Maybe that's what you're trying to trade here. And I'll do one more request at the end, and then we're going to sign off. So gold spot USD. We're on a daily chart here. And hitting all-time highs above 2160. So first thing to know is that gold is in a golden upcross. It's uptrending 2 times now. It has been uptrending since 6 months ago. So from my investor standpoint, looks like it wants to go higher over time. Another good buying opportunity as an investor could be when you get a serious dip, pull back, a flash crash, or any red dip, and then try to catch it going higher. So on a weekly chart, looks like high, low, high, low, high, low, high, wherever it goes. And then the next higher low, I might try to enter there to buy more gold. You can see it high, low, high, flash crash, higher low, and then the final move to the upside on that particular chart. You can use the RSI and the MACD for clues. Is it extremely overbought? It's not quite there. It looks like it has one more move before there might be bearish divergence triggered. It's just that the golden upcross is so close. But this does not look like a top. The fact that it's red, that's okay. Let it come down to about 2126 or 2100 and then try to hit that rally up. Maybe we'll get a double top. If it breaks through, that's totally fine as well. But we already started to have a little bit of signs. Like on the hourly, it looks like it has a little bit of momentum. It is downtrending on some of the short-term EMAs. But you can see this MACD histogram is building down here. So it looks like it wants to bounce to like 2200 or so. But this is dangerous. This is what I'm talking about. The hourly uptrend has been tested and a little bit lost. You just draw it like that. A little bit lost. So if somebody's going to try maybe to short this thing, maybe on the next higher high, this thing bounces up a lot like that, maybe we'll get one more pullback. So it's kind of too early to tell right now in terms of where's the extreme volatility. But from when we zoom out on the daily, there is an evening star. Missed that, but there's an evening star. So if this is real, this should actually pull back significant, and then we'll still continue the trend up. But it's just so many assets are so high right now. It's so high that anyone trying to jump in right now is, we just want to make sure the strategies of buying lower and selling higher. Gold was a perfect play months ago. So I hope that helps with the analysis. Okay, everybody. I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much, everyone, again, for following, supporting, and watching, and sticking around on this live stream in 2024. So again, this is not financial advice. This is just educational and my own personal opinion about my own charts. And I'll probably return for the next stream next weekend or next week. So probably the 17th or the 18th, most likely, for a stocks and crypto stream. If you like the stream today, if you learned something, go ahead and click that like button, follow on TradingView, YouTube, or Twitch, or X. And if you have a question when I'm off stream, just go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll try to answer it on the next stream. Happy trading and investing, everybody. And remember, always protect principal, and it's all about risk management this year. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.